Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our walk through the Princess High School 1985 yearbook. You remember in the first video we went through and looked at some of my classmates and some of the pictures in there, including my brother. Well, we got halfway. We're in the centre, so we're going to continue. Now this year, when I was in Standard 9, there was a special event that everyone had to attend. And it was a day where we were told we didn't have to wear school uniform on that day. We could wear whatever we wanted because we were going to walk quite a long way around the outskirts of Roodepoort. I can't remember if it was for a charity or not, but I believe it was probably just to promote, exercise as well. But the whole school took part in it. Walking around Roodepoort, there were refreshments halfway round for us, a welcome can of orange Fanta, if I remember right. But there were a few things that happened along the way, which I'll go into in a moment. But let's just have a look at some of the pictures, see if I can spot anybody I recognise. I seem to remember I wasn't in any of these photos, or if I was, they were very blurred and I can't remember. There is one picture that I think could possibly be me. Because, this is South Africa. It's very warm, as you can see. A lot of people are not wearing a lot. But me, I used to still wear jeans and sweatshirts with my trainers. So we might find somebody who matches that, but I cannot 100% say it was me. So we'll start at the top left here, and I'll zoom in on these. There's a few people I recognise here, and it's this guy here with the string vest on, because he wore them all the time, if he could, to PE and things. He was in my class. He was a good bloke, good rugby player, Chris DeVette. Definitely remember him. I remember this guy was in my class. Cannot for the life of me remember his name, as were these girls and this guy here as well. Their names escape me, but I'm looking at their picture and I know they were in my class. And there's the very lovely Audrey Sequeira, looking fantastic. Talking to a guy in one of the other classes. There's a massive picture here of everybody trawling down one of the roads together, and you can see how far we were going back. I mean, it was quite a big school. There were a lot of people. Not recognising anybody here. Oh, someone's going on here. Looks like one of the ladies is being chatted up by somebody. It's not me, unfortunately. These look like younger year people. I mean, these photos are just terrible. You cannot make anything out in them, these ones, because, 1985 photography was terrible. I mean, that could be anything. Another picture of us all trawling down the road here. Very small. Now, this is the picture that intrigues me. Who's on the bike? I don't know. I can't remember, but it looks like they might have told those people who had bikes who rode to school could take them out and ride the route instead. Now, it's this guy here who's severely overdressed for the occasion. He's got high hair. He's got a white sweatshirt on with a black stripe or blue stripe across it. He's got jeans on, which is ridiculous for the heat that there was that day, and white trainers. That could be me. I look at it and I recognise that sweatshirt. I remember having a sweatshirt like that. So that's as close as we can come to me in this book, really. That guy there might be me, but I cannot, for definite say. There's another lovely young lady up the top here. I think she was in Standard 10. I think she might have been. I'm not sure if that is the head girl or not. Not sure. And then, of course, it's any opportunity for the male teachers who've got their motorbike to I suppose act as paceman on it, I think, if that's what he was doing, and pose for the lady teachers and the older young ladies in the school, and this guy was no exception. I recognise this guy. He was in my year, but not in my class. Same as that guy. Names escape me. Here's some Wallies who, I forget how hot it was that day, but it was hot and decided to run a bit of it. And here's at the rest stop, I think, where we've got, it looks like plastic cups of Coke. Here's a few of the teachers doing the walk. I recognise the faces, but I couldn't tell you who they are. Same with this one here. I'm not sure. That might be teachers as well. And here's some of the younger standard. These were standard sixes, I think. These were the poor kids who had to drag their dogs around on leaves for the year, but I think they were allowed to leave them behind that day. And then just at the bottom here, we've got the rest stop near the shops where there was a combi van, and you could get some refreshments. But one thing I do remember is that I think I was walking with Oliver Seitz, so he might be to my left there in that picture here. And as we were going the route that went very close to my house, which was I lived on the corner of Oak Clip Road near Wilrocrans, we nipped into my house and got ourselves some better refreshments on the way down quickly, and then came out and joined the rest of the group like nothing had happened. So it was quite handy that day, because refreshments, although they put them on, were sparse. I think you got like a half a cup of whatever it was, Coke or Fanta in that thing. And it was a hot day, a very hot day. Okay, where are we going next? More adverts. Surprise, surprise. And then we've got Miss Princess High 1985. So this is girls from all the years deciding to enter a competition to see who would be crowned for that year. And it looks like we had 3 princesses that year. Maybe they couldn't decide. I don't know who the judges were. But as you can see, Bronwyn Keene-Young has done a little bit of a dialogue for the magazine. And these are the 3 finalists. Marlene Tagliavani, Celeste Barnes, and Charlene van Schalkbeek. So it looks like the first princess was this one on the left here. I have no idea what the criteria was for being the best one, but looks like they all deserve to be in the running anyway. And then on the right-hand side here, it looks like they had to do a fashion shoot of some sort. Once again, I don't know who for, or it might have been teachers, it might have been, I don't know, governors or something, but they had to show off their fashion sense. I suppose that counted towards them becoming princess. Okay, moving on. What have we got next? Right, we've got a picture with all of the finalists here, a whole lot of them. And it looks like middle row. Yes, there she is, Bronwyn Keene-Young, isn't it? Is she second? Left to right? No, there she is. Sorry, I couldn't see her. There she is. Bronwyn Keene-Young's there. So she not only wrote about it, but she was one of the finalists as well, but didn't quite make the catch. But I think she should have done. Because remember, I gave you a Valentine's rose and a card in my first year. I think you deserve it. You're cute. Tuck shop helpers. I can't remember what the tuck shop was like at Princess High. It wasn't very memorable. The school I went to before this, Norcombe Park High School, well, that was a different kettle of fish. They put some food on, and boy, it was good. All sorts. I do remember they did hot pies at Princess High. You could get, it was like a grease-proof paper bag, and in it you could have a sausage roll or a Cornish pasty. They were good, but everything else was pretty naff. Right, moving on. We got people submitting various bits and pieces of literature about the Debating Society, the Entertainment Committee, the Christian Association, Students' Rep Council, and a bit about the snack shop. Then we move on to the Debating Society, the SCA. Recognise the teachers, don't know who they are. That's a Mrs. Van der Merwe. I couldn't tell you who she was. I'm not recommending any faces. I think it's Hewitt. J. Hewitt. Is it Jackie Hewitt? Jackie Hewitt. She was in my class. And this girl, Phil Yoon, but I can't remember what her name was. I'm with an M, but it escapes me. Anybody else I recognise here? No, nobody there. Mrs. Kotzer must have been a younger year teacher because I don't recognise her, so she must have been doing 6s or 7s. Then we've got Mrs. Fenter. Don't recognise any of the girls in the Standard 8 drama. Standard 9 play, of course. I'm going to recognise people here. And yes, there's Bronwyn Keene-Young again. She was pretty much in every photograph, wasn't she? And then I recognise these people, the usual suspects. That's Jackie Hewer and that's that other girl. This one, yes, Baladakis. Definitely remember her. And here they are in all their gear for the Standard 9 play. It escapes me what it was about, but I'm sure it tells you here somewhere. We've got some more bits and pieces here. We've got some drama stuff here submitted by Jackie Hewer out of my year as well, just down the bottom here. And don't worry, I'm going to read a few things, but I'm waiting for some certain things to read you. Yes, there's more contributions by Bronwyn again. She was everywhere. More by Jackie. Chess team, the journal team. We do recommend Mrs. Ferreira again. Now, doesn't that face look like it rules with an iron rod? And believe me, it did. And then we got Bronwyn again. Nobody else there stands out. They must have been younger years. I think that's Jackie Hewer again. And then at the bottom here, got Mrs. Voigt with the Interhouse quiz team. Oh, surprise, surprise. Who's on that? Is that? Yes, it is Bronwyn Keene-Young again. She basically runs the school. More adverts. And, oh, surprise, surprise, Mrs. Ferreira again. What's she doing this time? Entertainment committee. Nobody there from my year. This guy possibly, his face is ringing a bell. What was his name? Spur. No, not ringing any bells, but here's Mr. Webb, and he's got the student council, a lot more members there. The girl sitting to his right, I remember. I think that is the head girl. Yep, that's the head girl. So she must be called, front row, left or right, Mr. Webb, Anderson, T. Anderson, Tracy Anderson, could be. It's just a guess. There's a few other faces there I do recognise, and one particularly up the top left here. Look at that. Can't get away from that smile, can you? That's got to be. Yes, Miss Minar, that's you again. More adverts. And the adverts are really terrible, aren't they? I mean, yes, they say something, and there's some telephone numbers and street addresses, but very poor quality. I mean, look at this. I mean, I know, is there any colour in this book? No, it's all black and white, isn't it? It must have been the cheapest option, I suppose. Right, we've got some creative writing coming up now. We've got some entries by Jackie Hewer. We've got somebody from Standard 9 who didn't want to put their name to it. Something from Bronwyn. Anybody recognise here? Fergus Boak. Fergus Boak. Fergus Boak was in my class. Fergus Boak. Fergus Boak. I'm wondering if I got names confused in my book. There was Marcus and Fergus. Yeah, Fergus Boak was in my class as well. Now, Fergus was dating Karen McEwen, who was also in my class, and she was the girl that came from Zimbabwe. And I can remember them having a breakup towards the end of the year, and she was really upset. Another entry from Jackie Hewer. And here's, well, I never did. Karen McEwen, the feelings of a girl the day after breakup. Well, that must have come from the heart and had been very personal to her. And she was a lovely girl. I can't understand how on earth Fergus would want to depart from her, because she was lovely. Fergus was quick off the mark. I think when Karen joined the school, most of the boys thought, my word, she's beautiful, and were trying to build up the courage, but Fergus was in there too quick and nabbed her, and I'm afraid we didn't get a look in all year. What else have we got? Who else have we got? Do we know Luann Dell? Yes, she was in my class, and so was Debbie Lamb. So that's right, I was in 9A. So Luann Dale, Debbie Lamb was in my class in 9A. We've got some other entries here. Once again, Bronwyn Keene-young, 9A. He watched the sun go down. A little tiny advert from the medicine centre there. What's next? Fergus Boak, The Realities of Life and Love. Oh, he must have written that after he broke up with Karen. Another big one by Bronwyn. I don't know what the selection process was for getting in this publication, but it looks like she must have known whoever was in charge of that, because she's contributed quite a lot. I can't remember writing much in Mrs. Ferreira's English literature class or English language classes that I got good marks for. So that's why I don't appear in here in written form. Who else have we got? Anybody we recognise here? We've got some standard sevens. Oh, they allowed some standard sevens to make some contributions, and stab dates as well. And of course the standard tens, standard eights, standard eights, standard eights, and standard eights and sevens. Nobody I would have known. Oh, Davis Gelatine Industries. Would you believe it? Manufacturers of edible and technical gelatins. Like, anybody reading this publication is going to go, oh, just what I was looking for. But here, Juicy Lucy. And as I said, not a strip joint, but a fresh and healthy cafe. And they used to make lovely sandwiches and salads and fruit smoothies or fruit drinks. They used to have one in the same mall that I worked at in the CNA. I can't understand why we've not got them here, because they were really good. Standard eights, standard sevens, contributions. And then the garages. Helder Crane. You see, that's the region I was living in. Helder Crane was where my road was. That was the little suburb area of Roodepoort, Helder Crane. Now it's all flooding back. And as you can see, cars of the time, if you wanted a new car, it was either the Renault 9 or Renault 11. Brand new, and look at them. Aren't they awful? Now, my dad didn't have a Renault. He was quite lucky in that he got a really nice Toyota Cressida, which was a lovely family saloon in white, and it was really nice. That was his company car. And then my mum and dad's personal car was a Toyota Corolla, quite a new one. Toyota being a very popular car at the time in South Africa. Don't know if that's still the case, but yes, everybody had Toyotas. More contributions, once again by nobody I recognise, until we get to this page. And yes, I did look forward on this page just purely to see what I was going to read, because now I'm going to embarrass myself and try and pronounce some Afrikaans. And it's because this one's particularly close to my heart. It's Janine Minnar in my class and her contribution to the magazine. And she's talking about her little dog, Pepe. Pepe my klein honkie. So we'll read this one out, just to embarrass her if she watches this. My klein honkie zijn naam is Pepe. Kort voor die van die beroemde Giuseppe. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. My Afrikaans was terrible then, it's even worse now. Hij het ooit kies van fluweel en glimlach als ik hom streel. Pepe het een palmtige sterkie, wat mij laat denken aan hot stuff, die duivelkie. Zijn oogjes is zoals klein rosoinkies. I think that means his eyes are red like roses or something, klein, small roses or something. En hij jacht mee passen kies. I can't remember what that means. Al is hij zo stout, is daar niks met hem fout. Ik zal hem nooit versmeet. En dit is een positieve feit. Very good, Janine. And then we've got a massive one here in Afrikaans. So, you know, this is where me and Janine would never have worked out, because I could not write or read anything, you know, to this standard. And she's written this massive long thing about vervoer in die toekomst. And I think that means, is that looking towards the future or something? Does it say anywhere here, looking towards the future, I'm going to ditch Carl Williams from going to the matric farewell with me at the last minute? It might do somewhere. No, she's talking. Oh, look, she's really gone into the future. It's 25 January, what's that, 2084. Die eerste dag van jouw nieuwe schooltermin. And she's talking about the cosmos. So, yeah, we're definitely in the Jetsons territory here. And I might translate that just for a laugh, just to see what she thought the future would be like. Because we're 40 years on now, and it would be interesting to see what she says she was doing. Oh, surprise, surprise. This must be her page, because we've got packaged and ribboned here, written by Janine Minnar. And this is all about herself, because she was so special. And I have read this one because it was in English. And she's talking about, you know, what a surprise package she was when she arrived to her parents, and how wonderful a day it was, and etc., etc. Just sort of writing about the specialness of herself, and she was special. I am taking the mick a little bit. She was, I don't know, you were just drawn to Janine. Maybe I'm a bit biased because, you know, she did give me that one cuddle one morning when she was cold and put her hands inside my blazer, and, you know, that does things to a young man, doesn't it? But yes, she was special. And I hope she's doing really well now. I hope she's had a wonderful 40 years so far and got many more to go ahead of her. We're coming to the end, which I'm sure you're all very glad about. Jackie Hewer, she's done a massive entry here. And Chris DeVette, the string vest laden rugby player, who had, I think he had the best tan in the school. You know, the sun had kissed his skin and he just darkened. And he worked out at the gym, so he was built like a brick outhouse, you know. But he's written a little entry about not the happy girl she used to be. Could be talking about Karen McEwen, who knows. What we got here? The village pharmacy and medicine depot. Right. this we've got to stop at for a moment because the village pharmacy is part of the same Spar group that I used to work for, because I used to work at the Spar hypermarket that was called the Village. And it was a really good place. It was a supermarket, but there was not a lot like it elsewhere. Before the days of the supermarkets we see nowadays, and it was like an in-store vegetable and fruit department, in-store butchery department, everything cut and made fresh, in-store bakery department. I do remember somebody saying, "Do you want to see a tapeworm?" once. And I said, okay. And there was a bucket in the butchery department, and they cut something up, into the pieces to sell or whatever, and obviously found this tapeworm and put it in a bucket, and there you could see it. Must have been a pig carcass or something that contained it. Moving on, this page here, this is Felt School and other excursions for the Standard 9s. I was not going to go. There was no way. I was new to the school, and I just didn't want to do Felt School. Probably because of the bad experiences on Felt School that I had had in my previous school, Norcombe Park High, which, if you've read my book, you will know all about. But a lot of people did go, including my date for the matric farewell. There's Esme. Hi, Esme. Get in touch. Let us know how you're doing. These girls I recognise were in my school and some in my class as well. But I'm sure they all had a wonderful time. It tells you what they were doing here. There was a Standard 7 geography excursion that year and a leadership course at Graskop for the Standard 9s. There was also a Standard 10 geography excursion and a Standard 8 girls Felt School. Interesting. Right, is that one page or two? I can't tell. It might just be the last one. It looks like the last page. There was also the Standard 8 boys Felt School. The Standard 9 escapade to the Drakensberg. Yes, I would have missed that in a heartbeat because obviously I'd done that before. And been on the end of the comedy of Dean and Jonna. So there was no way I was going to do that twice. And then we've got some acknowledgements here. Yes, thank you to the scribes, Jackie and Bronwyn, because they obviously filled in all the gaps where, the rest of us didn't come up to scratch and our stuff was not suitable for publication. Looks like there was a steakhouse restaurant on Aunt Decker's Road. It's called the Salt and Pepper. Now, Aunt Decker's Road was the main road between Helder Crane, and you had to cross that in the morning on your motorbike to go in a little bit onto the other side where Princess High School was. So I had to cross that twice every day. And of course, we used to go up and down Aunt Decker's because that's the way you got to the Mall where I used to work, or the Horizon Centre where we used to go ice skating. Very busy road. Pretty much all the time, especially, around peak times, 8 in the morning and 4, 5 in the afternoon. But we survived it. And Simmy's Printers is in Krugersdorp, so a little bit outside of Roodepoort. But Krugersdorp's where my dad worked, so he was general manager of Protea Bakery in Krugersdorp. Krugersdorp is also where I went to collect my new motorbike from the motorbike shop. But we did live in Roodepoort, Helder Crane area. And there's the back cover again. So that is it. That's the yearbook finished. I hope you enjoyed going through that with me. I enjoyed going through with it. And I shall go through it probably many more times and see if I can spot anybody else. But that's a two-parter. So if you didn't see part 1, go and have a look at that because we did the first half of the book. As I say, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're going to come back and go through some more memories. I've got loads of things, loads of photos to dig out, loads of things to talk about, and some extras that I didn't put into the book, some things I need to talk about that I either forgot or have lost the manuscript part for. So lots more content to come. So please do consider giving it a like, thumbs up, hitting the notification bell so you get told when I put the next videos up, and subscribe if you can. It all helps get the channel noticed. You know, the algorithm will pick up on that, and hopefully some of these people then will get wind of what I'm doing and get in contact, because I'd really love that. Okay, so that's all for now, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.